Sunday.
We should start to do like buy one, get one episodes.
We do. It's literally what our Patreon is. You buy one, you get the free one and plus the Patreon.
BOGO!
This is is this a Patreon?
Oh, absolutely.
This is Patreon only.
Patreon
Rhino
only.
Rillums.
What?
My brain is melting.
What is his name?
I'm so drunk on love.
Chiseled jawline.
Ryan Reynolds
that's all
is
we care
a
about.
very attractive man.
Yeah, yes.
Is that what we're talking about today?
We are going to talk about Ryan Reynolds.
Rhino Rillums.
Rillums. He is a very different person than Ryan Reynolds, and very few of you know about him. But he's great.
And he's midway between Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Jimbles.
Hey, we are really glad you guys are here on our Explaining Pop Culture. This is Ryan Reynolds. I probably didn't even. No, I did. I probably did.
Did you share this with me, bro?
I thought I did.
Well, you know what? We'll give you a behind-the-scenes look. This is how we do this. If you're ever like, wow, Neil talks more this episode.
we do it.
Friday night. Let's give a Patreon behind-the-scenes look. Here's the deal. Yeah. This is how we set up our episodes.
Okay.
Neil picks half the topics. I pick half the topics. One of us researches. The other one just looks at the notes.
Yeah.
If you can't,
Can
for
you
instance,
figure out who did what on which episode? That would make us very happy.
I think that they can because it's who Tyler won't shut up.
Per minute.
Tyler does not joke. He yells at the camera.
Oh my gosh. Which one of us is sweating during the podcast? That's how you know.
That's always how you know, Neil.
Yep.
Neil, how are you today, man? Let's banter a bit.
I feel great.
Wow.
I feel great and I look great.
There's no question. You look better than
Speaking
Ryan Reynolds in a windstorm.
Ryan Reynolds in a windstorm.
Ryan Reynolds in a windstorm.
We are about to tell you everything that you need to know about Ryan Reynolds.
Rhino Reynolds. That was too much.
All
This is how
right.
you lose him. Should we hit him with an intro or something?
We already did. Oh, we didn't even do that other intro.
Well, let's hit it
was
to Josie
technically
Tilly and Brian Reynolds.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your fourth favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Did I ever tell you about a YouTube video I wrote a script for? It was actually a song. It's called The Ballad of Brian Gosling. And it was about the brother of Ryan Gosling. And he sings about how his brother got all the attention and everything and everybody forgot about him.
gosh.
I literally have the script somewhere.
We need to bring that back.
I mean, can we put it on the Patreon exclusive?
Yes.
All right.
That would be incredible.
We're making some promises or checks
We're
can't
definitely
cash.
not going to
What's the
keep these
phrase?
promises. We're going to make our promises that our checks can't cash.
Man, it's so hot.
We're going to tell you a little bit about the history of Ryan Reynolds. So there's a part of this that Tyler doesn't know we're going to do, and I'm going to see if he and I both agree on one thing. All right, so let's talk about a couple things.
Okay.
Ryan is he's Canadian.
Oh,
Don't hold it against him.
I love that.
You took.
Is that what they say?
You took her.
Eh? I went on a trip with some Canadian people one time, and every sentence they end with "eh."
Oh gosh.
I'm like, "Where's the rest of the alphabet, people?"
He was 44 years old. He's got a birthday coming up on October 23rd. Do you know who he's married to?
Blake Lively used to be married to Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Yeah. So think about that. Like, okay, most people know him because he is married to Blake Lively, but he was at one time married to Scarlett Johansson. That's really the only reason why she's even on the map.
Yeah, well, it's how she got her start. That's not true. I'm sorry. That's so degrading. No, she was in movies. She did. She had her own career before she met Rhino.
They separated well.
Yeah, they did.
There wasn't like a big fight or anything like that.
Well, no, they got divorced.
Well,
That's
it
how
was
that
a big
works,
fight. It
Neil.
was Deadpool versus Black Widow.
Oh, that would. There's a chance they could end up in a movie together. She's remarried and has a kid with Colin Jost. You know that,
yeah,
right?
and okay, so what if it is? What if they do a movie where it's one of them versus the other one, but the title of the movie is "Will It Rock?" and Dwayne the Rock.
Bring it full circle. Call us Kevin Feige. We've got this figured out. This is gonna make
You think you've got phase 4?
We got you,
Oh
fam.
yeah, we got you.
Blake Lively. Can I just say this about their relationship?
Sure.
I absolutely love how not serious they take themselves.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whenever it was her birthday, he posted a carousel of all these photos where she wasn't paying attention to the camera.
Yeah.
I love him. I love her. I love them together.
That's so I think they are about as fun as oh my gosh.
A pack of chicken nuggets. What were you gonna say? A phrase or
an
people?
An 8-piece. No, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
They're fairly, I would say they're humorous, but they're not Ryan Reynolds is funnier than all of us combined.
He's
very
funny.
So he actually got his start. His original dream was he wanted to be a stand-up comedian in Los Angeles.
Oh,
and
too bad he was too good looking for that.
Too hot.
He's smoking hot. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't be too attractive in this biz.
Smoking hot.
Or you're gonna end up on screen.
So do you remember the first time you saw Ryan Reynolds in a role on a movie or television?
I do.
What was it?
2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Yeah, I remember it.
I remember it too. I remember thinking, this guy's good.
Oh, he was hilarious.
He stole, and I love, was it Tay Leone? Who was no, there was a famous, I need to look her up, but whoever it was, she was very attractive to me as a teenage boy. I was like, she's pretty to my eyes. But I was also like, he's pretty to my eyes. This is incredible.
He was so quick-witted. I remember at the time when it first came out, there were a few people that said he reminded them of a young Chevy Chase. And is it?
Oh, no. She looks like her, but her name's Trailer Howard. It's kind of like Taylor, which is my name.
Sorry, Trailer. I don't remember.
That's my Tyler Trailer. Trailers.
Trailers. So 2 guys and a girl in a pizza shop.
Pizza place.
Pizza place is where he originally got to start. He before that, he was in a kind of like a rom-com Canadian teeny bopper series.
That was young because he was 19 when he started that show.
Yeah.
The 2 guys and a girl,
yeah.
which they changed the name. They dropped the pizza place because the original premise was they were above a pizza place and they worked there or something.
Yeah.
And then
they just dropped, they called it 2 guys and a girl.
Yeah, something like that. The only episode I remember is it was like the not Ryan Reynolds guy, because there's 2 guys and a girl.
Yeah.
The not Ryan Reynolds guy was going into a profession he wasn't passionate about. And then he started doing sports casting and he loved it. And he sports casted a chess match.
Oh,
and it got everybody hyped, lost his mind. But then he ended up saying something super inappropriate on I think he was doing a basketball. He was like rising up because he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
And then during a women's basketball game, he said, wow, she did that really good. Almost like a man could do or something like that.
Oh, no.
And then he lost his job and never did it again. That's the only episode I remember. But I remember being very impressed with Ryan Reynolds at an early age.
So in a few different interviews, Ryan Reynolds has been asked this quite a bit. Like, what are some of his most embarrassing or his worst moments or worst roles in movies, film, all that kind of stuff? Bolt Neck was one of the very first movies that he was in. This is in February 2000. The premise is this, and this is, you just go look at it. Just go look at an IMDb for Bolt Neck. He plays a student named Carl with a K. That's how you know this is,
Carl with a K.
Sorry.
All of our Carl with a K listeners, the trailer looks absolutely awful.
It's trash. So he gets invited to a party. It's like a joke. It's like one of those, hey, we're going to invite this loser guy. And then he'll come to our party and then we'll shun him. It was that classic, like early 2000s. And he accidentally falls into a swimming pool and dies. That's not the whole premise of the movie. It gets way worse. So one of the other kids who's really, really smart, kind of like that brainiac kid, decides that we need to bring him back to life. And they take the brain of a serial killer and put it in Carl/Ryan Reynolds' body.
It sounds incredible.
And they resurrect him like Frankenstein.
Like Frankenstein. That's Bolt Neck. I get it.
Bolt Neck. Yep, that's it. So that was February 2000. He said that's not necessarily one of the high points of his career. The other one that I would say is not one of his high points.
He references it a lot.
It's a lot. Is
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
He makes a joke of Green Lantern. It almost killed his career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
because
bad.
he tanked it so bad.
It was really, really bad.
But then again, we found out later it's not him; it's DC.
Oh yeah. It was bad. It was one of those classic movies where the director had a good ideas, and then the studios kind of squashed all that. He said he knew when he was wearing that CG costume, that like giant motion capture costume, and they were just going to replace that and put his uniform or costume on there, that he was like, I think I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, I've made it terrible.
It was really, really
But there's
bad.
not, and here's the thing, we want to blame the actors. they have the least control
Yeah,
of
they don't have-
anyone.
yep.
And if they ever do try to say, oh, then they become Edward Norton and they get fired from the entire cinematic universe before it takes off.
It's bad.
They're like, yeah, we want to blame actors, but it's not his fault.
So there are 4 good things that he says came out of Green Lantern, even though he does joke about how bad that movie is. The first one was this movie helped him overcome his fear of flying. He had a very
in planes?
He
Or as a
did not
human?
like flying in planes. Period.
Okay.
So he had a bad skydiving accident when he was younger. His parachute number 1 did not open.
Oh gosh.
And he was able to get chute number 2 open. Oh, that's not flying, that's falling, but
It's
it's very close.
with
You jumped out
style.
of a plane.
Sorry.
That was right there for you. He also met his wife, Blake Lively, on this film. So I mean,
Yes.
it can't be all that bad.
A couple good things came out of it.
Yeah, and then this is the first time he got to work with Taika Waititi.
Oh, and he was the best friend in the movie. He
Yep.
wasn't like the director because
No,
he would have
yeah.
made it great.
Right, he would have made it much
He's
better.
incredible.
So there's some big moments, like when you think of what movies just come to your mind when you think about
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Van Wilder is one like a first.
Oh my
big one I
gosh, you're
remember
right.
seeing.
Yeah, that was like National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. I mean, obviously Deadpool overshadows a lot now.
It does now.
He's been. I mean, Waiting. Do you remember Waiting?
Is
It was
with
him. Dane Cook was in the Justin
yeah,
Long.
Yeah.
Like that was one where I feel like you watch stuff and you feel like an actor is reading a script, memorizing and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you feel like it's times where it's like this person is getting to be themselves. And I remember watching Waiting, and it's about a bunch of waiters and waitresses, and it's super inappropriate. Don't watch it. But it's like they talk like they're always like joking and jabbing. And I was just like, it's almost like
that's
the
him.
comedians let loose. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
that's where I was like, this dude is really funny because he's so quick. That's what I think of. What do you think of?
He almost got stuck in that rom-com category because he
Oh,
did a
yeah.
few with like Sandra Bullock and a few other people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's
Proposal.
yeah.
That was good. He had the best line.
Well, it's because he's great, and
He
so
is.
Sandra, but you're like, oh no, this is in that batch of those movies. He was in Blade Trinity. It was one of the first like big action flicks. He put on like 40 pounds of muscle.
He had a beard.
Yeah,
He was funny in that.
He was
too.
hilarious.
He stole that movie, in my opinion.
from Wesley. What's the other girl? She's married to Justin Timberlake. Was.
Jessica Biel.
Yeah,
she's
She
great.
was in there too, and Wesley Snipes. Don't forget about Wesley.
Wesley.
He's in there.
Wesley.
Lately, Free Guy is doing incredibly well, like currently
I
in the
wanna see
box
that
office
so
right
bad.
now.
You've seen it.
So if you go look and you start Googling like what are the different roles, there's one that pops up and it really throws a lot of people off. There are entire message boards that are built on just this question, because it looks like he is credited as being in Avengers, like the 2012 version. And nobody can find it. What they believe is that because so many people type that in, that it's the way that Google's search engine works, that pops up as a category, and really people start believing that he's in there, and he's not necessarily in there.
If he knew about it, he'd play into that.
Oh yeah,
There's no
I
question.
think. I mean, he's got to
know
have
about
to. He would have to.
He
know
knows
about it.
everything.
Another big moment in his career, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Another regret of his.
So it tanked at the box office.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's do you remember what happened with the pirated version of this?
Didn't people make fun of his like claws, and so they fixed it or something?
No. Well, so what it is the pirated version, all the special effects hadn't been finished yet, and it's what they show movie execs before they finished doing all the final touches, and it was janky. You could still see the wires, the cables, the stunt doubles. There's a scene where like a World War I plane flies overhead, and it was literally just like hand drawn because they didn't have it done yet. Well, that's what got leaked. The general public saw it, and they hated it so much that it really hurt it when the movie actually came out and had finished effects.
Yeah.
But he plays Deadpool in that movie.
Yeah. He says that
Twice.
he took that role because and he hates that version of it.
bad.
At the end of the first Deadpool, whenever he second Deadpool, where he's like traveling through time and like doing different stuff, he kills himself when he's reading the Green Lantern script.
Oh, that's right.
He kills that version of himself and Wolverine. Like he goes and fixes
You're
all the
right.
mistakes in his career.
You're right.
And so I just freaking love it.
But didn't they say so? Deadpool is called the merc with a mouth, the mercenary with a mouth. But he in that role, he wasn't allowed to talk.
No.
He like covered up his mouth or something. He had no mouth.
They made him not like snippy. They made him just where he wouldn't shut up. And then that's when they sewed his mouth together at the very end.
So then he can't. It's like what?
He says he took that role just so someone else could not be. He views Deadpool as his like career role. Like this role was made for me. He's all in. Like if you want to say something that he would invest all his stock in, it is Deadpool. It's like that's what he wants, and he's talked about taking that role just so no one else could be Deadpool.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of Deadpool, let's a couple things. So Deadpool really did put him on the map like big time, but he took a few risks in this because it didn't cost that much to make the movie, but it made a ton of money.
It was the highest ranking, the highest profiting rated R movie besides Passion of the Christ, correct?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the highest rated R profit movie besides that.
And they were unapologetic about it. So Ryan Reynolds and another guy named George Dewey actually got together. This was all for that Deadpool 1. What they said is, give us X amount of money. Let us be in charge of the marketing and advertising for this film. They said it won't cost that much. We will be faster. We will be able to put out more content. It will be better than anything these studios come up with. And they killed it. They made commercials for it. They made shorts for it. They made fun of Wolverine and Hugh Jackman. Like, it was very
He
good.
did he jumped on a ton of like popular YouTube. Like he did Honest Trailers. He did with Screen Reel. Like he would jump in and do voice everywhere. He was all over it. Also, before that, remember they started filming Deadpool and they filmed like you said, that pre-roll of like what could look like. And then it got canceled. Remember, it sat there for 9 years. And nobody did anything. And because I guess his career wasn't taking off, so they like pushed it to the side.
That's right, he was.
But remember how it got back? Somebody, quotation marks, leaked that like 5-minute clip onto the internet, and people loved it. And it greenlit the project. And he has referenced multiple times. Like he'll look at the camera and go, somebody leaked it. It was him. But like he's all but confessed to it. You know, he can't confess to it because of a lawsuit, but he insinuates it because that got it kickstarted because he knew he had something special there. But the execs, we need a list of things that executives have done for movies that like have been good, because I feel like they've made so much crap.
It's not meant. It's bad. So all that advertising and marketing, that movie, the first Deadpool, ended up bringing $782 million worldwide in for that movie. And they felt like it was a risk. So what he and George Dewey went out and did is they created their own marketing company called Maximum Effort Marketing. They then were in charge of marketing the second one, the second Deadpool. What's the movie Free Guy?
Yeah.
It just came out. So then he sits down. This is technically the first crossover that he has had in the Marvel. So Deadpool is not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because it wasn't owned by or run by Disney at that time. But this ad where he and Korg from Thor Ragnarok actually sat down and they did a trailer reaction to Free Guy. So it's Taika Waititi sitting there and him sitting there.
Look at the crossovers.
And looking at
you got 4.
Think about that.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. That's from his brain.
Yeah,
he's the guy that comes up with that kind of stuff.
And I love how he ties it because he's an investor in like Aviation Gin and a bunch of other stuff. He always ties all his stuff. Mint
Mobile.
He'll do all that stuff, and it's just like he did a commercial with Rick Moranis.
And he only brought him out just for that.
He said, I brought him out, and he goes, he said, hey, come on. And he goes, do you want me to talk about Mint Mobile? He's like, no, I just wanted to be near you. Like, that's
wanted to see you again. No one has seen you for a really long time. And I think he cusses and just walks right off camera.
He is a marketing genius.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And it's so good. He is one of the few celebrities I genuinely like their social media accounts.
He did an Aviation Gin commercial with an elderly woman who was born on leap year. So technically she was in her 80s, but by law, she was only 20, and she got to her 21st birthday on leap year, and she finally got to have Aviation Gin for the first time, and she's in her late 80s, and it's one of the funniest commercials I think I've ever seen. He's really smart.
And he's tied into culture. Did you remember when the Peloton, the bicycle place, that Peloton girl got roasted?
Yeah.
And they did an Aviation Gin commercial. It was her and 2 of her friends sitting there, and she just like spaced out like, are you okay? She's like, yeah. And she's like, just drinks her gin.
It's just gin.
And is just like sitting there staring off like, it's fine. And it's like no context. So what are people going to do? Yep. Nobody likes to be confused. They Google it. They find it. Yep. It's another layer to help people remember your product. Yeah. And it's just so smart.
So he sold, so he actually makes way more money outside of movies than he does inside of movies right now. Like a lot of like professional athletes and all these endorsement deals. So he sold Aviation Gin in August of 2020 for $610 million. He initially bought into it. There are a few other people that have, they own what do they call it? It's not alcohol. I don't know what they call it. Spirits company or whatever. I don't know. Like George Clooney he's worth like almost $1 billion as far as his investment in one of them. There's some cigar companies, things like that. But he sold it, and in July of that year, he joined the board of its Match Group. They own and manage Match.com and Tinder and 4 other matchmaking apps.
Wow.
So he's into that as well, which he's going to end up doing some of the advertising and marketing for that as well.
Can you say Monopoly, Neil?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Somebody put them in check.
Here's a couple facts about Ryan Reynolds. Little known facts. He failed drama class in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do you fail drama? You just don't show up because drama's.
No, he was there.
But it's not a hard one.
They said you're no good.
Well, they're not going to fail. That's not how school works. You're just going to fail somebody because they're not good at it. Like, put in effort, do your homework. Like, he didn't do his homework. He was too good looking to do his homework. That's on him.
His feud with Hugh Jackman is fairly famous, but it's a fake feud. We were talking about this earlier. There's a lot of those that are out there.
There's that one. There's a picture on the internet where, and it became a meme, where Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal invited him to a Christmas party, told him it was an ugly Christmas sweater party, and it wasn't.
Oh.
And he's standing there looking sad with his like Christmas box sweater, and they're just laughing in their normal clothes. It's great.
It is funny.
I love it. Love it.
He dated Alanis Morissette.
Of course. Oh yeah, because in the movie where he's overweight and he loses weight, Just Friends. That, at the beginning, he works at like a music studio and he's leaving, and Alanis Morissette walks up to him and makes a comment or something, and then leaves. And like how they dated or something, and that was like a reference to them because they were dating in real life at the time. They
got engaged. They were engaged to be married. She broke up with him, and she wrote a song called "Torch" that is specifically about their relationship.
Wasn't that ironic?
I know.
Is that her?
Yeah.
She's sing that?
I think so. Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Torch. That
Torch.
became popular. Isn't that a popular one?
Yeah, very.
Sit here, fire
They
on the
both
floor.
mutually called it off. I feel like he's not like a big, like, I'm going to fight you for this or whatever.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
When people say that, like, oh, it was a mutual, like, do you just walk in and go, what are you thinking? They go, oh, no, what are you thinking? 1, 2, 3, let's
Say it at
break
the same
up.
time. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's not, no, one of you proposed it. One of you is like, well, I don't think this relationship's going to work if one of us doesn't like the other.
Yeah, that's
like, if
kind
you
of a
go
big
like, hey,
deal.
Tyler, I don't want to do the podcast with you anymore. I'm like, okay, well, I think we can make it work. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
That's
you
'cause
don't,
that's what you
how
wanna do.
marriage works.
You want to try it. You're like, I know you don't want to be here, but I really still like it.
It's not mutual.
No, it's not.
Unless they're both sick of each other and one of them just says it. Like, yeah, I'm kind of sick of you too.
Okay, so on the top, I mean, it feels like he's had a lot of famous girlfriends. There's one that most people don't know about. So he was on the made-for-TV movie Sabrina the Teenage Witch in 1996, and he also dated Melissa Joan Hart.
What? Clarissa?
Yeah.
Clarissa, explain it.
That's it. Explain it.
She's actually the godmother of our podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Explains everything.
Man,
Tyler Neal
she does a
explain
lot of the editing for this.
she does.
100%.
Yeah.
He got claustrophobia when he was filming the movie Buried.
He spent like 17 hours in a coffin.
Terrifying.
Have you
I
seen
would
that
not
movie?
want to do it. I watched part of it and I was uncomfortable.
I watched it. It was, I mean, it's a good acting job. And I think he did it to like win an Oscar or something, or, just to show that he's a good actor. Fun fact, did you ever read, like, it was an early piece from like 2008 or 10 or something by Bill Simmons. You know Bill Simmons, right?
Yeah.
He did a piece and it was called like Ryan Reynolds is not a movie star.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember reading that?
You told me about it.
Where he said that Will Smith, and this is at the time, Will Smith is the only real movie star. And he classified him in tiers because with Will Smith at the time, you cast Will Smith, you're going to make $400 million. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
For every movie.
Because that movie is profitable.
And Ryan Reynolds did not have the consistency with his movies. And you're like, well, he was in this or in this. But at the time, he had been a supporter in The Proposal.
Yeah.
And he hadn't had Deadpool. Like, he had not been able to carry the weight of a movie. And he was like tiers like Leo and Tom Cruise are in the next tier. And like, it's just really interesting. And also I felt bad for Ryan Reynolds because I like Ryan Reynolds. And I was like, Bill, be nice.
And you're like, come on, man. He's doing his best.
Be sweet to him.
I blame a lot.
Do you think that's why he became?
I probably will.
Well, that's ironic.
Yeah, that's what.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, 100%. He was not on social media until the first Deadpool film came out.
Oh,
and he simply signed up just to promote it. And then he's so good at it. His own YouTube channel. What is it, Van City?
Something like that. And he owns a marketing company.
Yeah.
Out of it.
So, yeah.
He started he
did
Instagram
a pretty good job
to create a marketing company.
Yeah, did a pretty good job. The Deadpool comics. So, like, we joke around about how in these movies, how he mentions how bad Green Lantern was, but it flips. He actually is mentioned by name in the Deadpool comics. So Deadpool is in there. And they're like trying to, they mention, they say the Deadpool character says like, he's like, man, he's making fun of somebody, other guy that's in there. And he goes, you look like Ryan Reynolds. And they said, what does that mean? So it's like Ryan Reynolds crossbred with a Shar-Pei puppy. You look terrible. And you're like, wow.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's very meta between all that.
You know, and I love stuff that's meta, like Community, the show. I love Deadpool. I love stuff that calls itself out. And
you might as well. Just be aware.
Be aware.
It's so weird when they're not.
Yeah.
They take themselves too seriously.
Get over it yourself, John McClane.
Well, hopefully everybody learned a little bit about it. That's I think it's not everything that they should know, but it's everything that they need to know.
Everything that matters to me.
Yeah. We should 3v3 this.
Welcome to the party, pal. This is 3v3.
Last name, we should start calling them that.
Okay, deal.
I think. All right, so we're gonna do a little different version of 3v3 this time. Instead of just like, hey, what are your 3 favorite characters that Ryan Reynolds is playing?
Stupid. That was Tyler's idea. I hate it.
I'm bored of this.
Tyler, off the show. Alanis, you're in. Torch this.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna say, what are 3 things in any scenario that would be better if Ryan Reynolds was in it? It's like, what would Ryan Reynolds make better? We each pick 3 things. Yes, if Ryan Reynolds is involved, what are 3 things that would be immediately better?
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
No, I want you to.
I say colonoscopies.
Okay, great.
I think even if he's not performing them, I just think going into your colonoscopy, you're like, man,
there's Ryan.
There's Ryan Reynolds.
He's like, I'm not gonna hold your hand, but I'll stand here and text while I'm on my phone.
It's incredible.
I love it.
I would pay for that service.
Yes. I mean, I have to anyways. I'd much prefer to see a famous actor as I'm laid on a table. Getting cleaned out.
Wow, getting cleaned out.
Isn't that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
anything about
I've had them. The worst. Have you ever had one?
No.
I have.
Is it the diarrhea stuff you have to take before?
Yeah, I had to do it because when I was like a kid. Can I tell you, man, this is Patreon. I can say whatever I want.
You can say whatever you want.
When I was in 4th grade.
There's a fly that is absolutely driving me crazy. I'll give you $10 to kill that fly right now.
I pull out a gun, start firing.
Wow.
Man, that'd really mess up. Explain everything headquarters.
Man.
Doesn't matter. I won't tell my story anymore. So
I want to hear your story.
The worst part of a colonoscopy is you can't eat for so many hours beforehand. So you're hungry. And then they give you this drink that's awful. It's like drinking Elmer's glue.
Is it purple?
It's not, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was like a thick white. Purple drank. Shawty, what you drank? And it makes you use the restroom explosively. Oh. Because they have to clean you out before they do whatever. They're scoping you.
Okay.
And so, I don't know. The end. Great story, Tyler. Who cares?
Well, how about you?
It would be better if Ryan was holding the scope. Okay.
Yeah.
So number 1 for me, I would say Ryan Gosling. I think people get those two confused all the time. And I think the more they did together, the better.
Have they never done anything?
No, they're friends. They like each other, but they joke. They both talk in interviews about how people mistake them for the other.
That's funny.
And so it's funny because me is like this nobody who looks like a Walmart brand Ryan Gosling. I hear it. And I'm not even Ryan Gosling.
No way.
Be like, you look like that actor Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
Nope. He's much taller, much Ryan. They're like,
amazing.
nah, he's in the Notebook. I go, not Ryan Reynolds. I've corrected no less than 50 people in my life.
Oh my gosh.
About who Ryan Reynolds is versus Ryan. It was worse before they both were household names. There was like the Notebook guy, and they was like even worse because Ryan Reynolds had been in like The Proposal. And so it's like I've done more for their careers.
You guys are here on the map.
He owes me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I screamed.
For sure.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Can we not just start a podcast? Neil, you can still be in it. Can we start a podcast with the Ryans?
Thank you. Yes, please.
Ryans and the other guys. Sorry, Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell, and you and me. That's what the other guys.
I think that SpaceX / Tesla would be better.
Oh, send him to space? Ryan Reynolds in space?
Oh my gosh.
He's in a space movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I never saw it.
Yeah, called Life.
Yeah, I figured one of them died, and I don't want either of them to die.
I think everybody dies.
Neil.
Everybody dies at some point. At some point in their life. No one's talking about the movie.
Old age.
I was talking about.
It's inferred that.
Yeah,
the movie
naturally.
ends.
Well, that's a good movie's called Life.
What if every movie they showed you how that person, like in the Notebook, or no, the Notebook they do die. Spoiler
dang it,
alert,
I haven't seen it.
Bull turds. But in I don't know, the Avengers, like at the end of Avengers, they're like, okay, fast forward. Here is.
Oh my gosh.
Bucky Barnes as a 98-year-old. You know what I mean?
So sad.
Which I guess he's older than that because of time travel. Man, I use terrible examples.
Man,
My turn.
Yeah, go.
Tarver Academy.
Oh my God.
If I'm allowed to use Ryan Reynolds, I'm using it for my own education company.
I think it's great.
My audience is 90% white women
Yeah, they're gonna love it.
from middle
They're gonna love it.
America.
Yeah, you can't lose.
Can't lose.
Well,
Come on,
because
Ryan.
he was voted People Magazine's sexiest man alive, and
Like
also
every year.
voted sexiest dad alive.
He's a papa.
Has a Papa
Papa.
Reynolds,
Papa.
Williams.
Papa Roach. Cuts my life into. No, is that Papa Roach? No, they're a suffocation. No breathing. Don't.
They
give
all
up.
sound the same to me.
How dare you? By the way, we're sponsored by Papa Roach.
Papa Roach, thank
We're
you.
still here.
Sorry, Joseph. We're using Papa Roach on this one.
Sorry, bro.
I think that something that Ryan Reynolds would make better and does make better is camera lenses, because when they capture everything that is Ryan Reynolds.
What's up? What's up, fam? Why are you laughing? It's not even funny, man. What?
I think that everything he does, we need more films. We need more lenses pointed at him. I think he's incredible.
He looks great on camera.
He looks great.
He is popping off on TikTok. Like he has become like the guy that guys love on TikTok. Like people, they'll be like top 10 hottest people, and it's like the guy will do this, and it's like 9 women, then Ryan Reynolds.
Did you see? Is it duetting or stitching?
Duetting.
Duetting. Did you see when Mariah Carey duetted his?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She sang to
so
him.
Good. Yeah.
So good.
It's amazing.
I love it.
She has not answered any of my direct messages.
She's a dream catcher, dream weaver. Dang it! I screwed it up.
It's all right. What are you? Third
and final Explain Everything podcast. How do we get him on the show? He's our Matt Damon.
Ryan,
this
we ran out of time. Sorry, buddy.
Ryan's a longtime Patreon subscriber. What if by the time this plays, we still don't have any Patreon subscribers? I say still. We've got millions.
I would say
in
yes.
the hopper.
Hopper.
We have one.
The hopper.
We had more, and then we took a year and a half hiatus.
Hey, we apologize for that. We won't do it to you again.
We won't unless we do. We won't. If we do, you just unsubscribe. It's not a big deal. It's like, whatever, chill. Gosh, why are people so mad?
They're yelling at us.
Get over it, Mom. I'm just kidding. Mom does not know this exists. Remember we called her for one of our podcasts?
We did. She didn't answer.
We called her again.
He didn't answer.
We called her for another one. We called her for like a movie one, and she answered. Remember?
Yeah, she did answer on that.
You don't even care about my mom.
I do.
You don't even care, Neil.
Great. She's great.
She raised us and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. She was our papa.
Will it rock?
Will it rock? Take it away, Brian The Rock Reynolds.
The question on everyone's mind, will it rock? The answer is probably yes.
So the only thing that I could find where Dwayne The Rock Johnson has done anything with Ryan Reynolds is actually coming out.
No, keep going. You're wrong, but go ahead.
Okay.
You tell him, and then I'll tell him how you're wrong.
It comes out on November 12th. It's called Red Notice. It is on Netflix. It was filmed during the pandemic. It also stars Gal Gadot, and it is the highest, the most expensive thing that Netflix has already made. Oh!
Was he not in Hobbs and Shaw?
He is. 100%.
He was like their handler, wasn't he?
You're right. What do we have to do to get Ryan Reynolds to be our handler on here for the I mean, what do we got to do? Will it explain everything?
How do we get him to be our FBI agent?
Yes.
Reviewing all of our texts.
Come on.
You know, there he is. He was in it. He was Eton director.
Yeah.
He was in it.
You were right.
I know.
Well, look at that. Apparently it will rock.
It will rock. Because he was,
Shaw.
Not gonna lie, he was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Besides the absolutely ridiculous
There is
stunts.
a joke, a standing joke between those two that Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds have tattoos on each other's chests, on their chest of the other person, or something that the other person did. And Dwayne Johnson really does have a tattoo, and Ryan Reynolds had a fake one on for a while.
Like he really does have a tattoo of Ryan Reynolds.
I don't think it's of Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
That's something that they were in together.
Oh.
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes, I think is what
Calvin
it
and
was.
Hobbes. Make that movie happen. I actually bought, did I tell you, I bought like I bought a tiger outfit.
Yes.
And you know this.
Yeah, but the picture's great.
And my son has, like, we created a red Hobbs one, and we were going to go film some videos. We need to do that. I need to do that.
He would be amazing at it.
He'd be so good if he would do it. He doesn't like to do stuff sometimes when I tell him to, but if I get him body, which now he likes Calvin and Hobbes, so maybe he will.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool though. I thought like if Titus ages out, like I think it'd be cool to have Finnick play Calvin.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be dope, right?
Oh my gosh.
He would be great. Finn loves being on camera. If I'm filming some office, he runs in there and he's like either standing outside the camera to see if he's allowed to get in, or he'll just jump on my back and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
I like it.
I love it. Want some more of it? Try it so hard. That's Alanis Morissette. Can't rise above it. Don't know what it is, but the little gals love it. I have not listened to country music in 20 years. I know way too much of certain country songs because of my parents.
I know zero about country music.
Johnny's daddy, take care of them fish. Here's one that I know way too much of, and I have not heard this song in over 25 years. It says, it's an auction one. I just need the start of it, and I can remember. This is not impressive. I said I memorized it. I can't even start it. Sold on that front. Oh gosh, how does it start? And then I'll say like the next 8 lines. It's like songs you need the first part, and then you can say the rest of it. Sold. Heart to the blonde in the front. Oh my gosh, I'm literally a toilet flushing on camera. Oh my goodness. 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. I know. Ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes, and I better bid my heart goodbye. I can't remember the beginning though,
man,
because I know a lot of it. That's the middle. Whatever, who cares?
I don't know
hate
any
myself.
of it. I know nothing about country music. We should explain it to people.
Life's a dance, you learn. What if it's just one episode of me just singing country song lyrics?
That would definitely be on the free. No one needs to pay for that. That's our gift to them.
Lose all of our one Patreon subscribers.
It's amazing.
That is me.
Hey, you guys are amazing. This has been Explaining Ryan Reynolds. My name is Tyler.
And mine, Nils. Bye.
Thanks for coming to Talk, Ted.
Hey, so we met it. This is what falling apart sounds like.
You said I sound like a toilet slowly flushing.
That's exactly what I was.
All right. Thank you, guys. You're the best.
Sold. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. Sold. Sold to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. She got ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes, and I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. That's all I remember. I don't even know the name of the song.
Wow.
Johnny's daddy.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.